Hi guys, I'm Sean Francis.
I'm Ben Macha.
And today we're going to be calling out the bullying of transgender people in Singapore. So I'm joined here with two guests.
Hi, I'm Sherry. I'm a transgender and I'm working with Project X as the researcher and also the writer.
Hi, I'm Vanessa. I'm also from Project X and I'm the project coordinator.
Yeah, so the reason why we have these two wonderful guests down with us today is because of this video that you may or may not have seen.
Why do people keep staring at me? Am I not feminine enough?
And if you haven't seen it, please watch it. It really portrays things that are actually happening. Okay, I'm from an all-boys school, Sean's from an all-boys school. So the thing is, in an all-boys school, we do hear these things that, hey, oh yeah, hey, we go bully bapu or whatever kind of shit, you know. And I think that it's pretty fucked up, but you know, the video portrays it. And you all don't watch and laugh or whatever. It's a very serious issue, and you know, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, so in case you haven't seen the video, what happens is basically Sherry, who is the lead actress in that, and another guy, Alwin, end up walking along a very similar path to a final location. And the only thing different about that happens is that one party ends up being the bully and the other party ends up being the victim. So I'm told that this is part of a campaign. So Vanessa, you want to tell us more about that?
So yes, the campaign is called Our Boys to Bullies.
Like a boys to men kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay.
So the campaign basically wants to call out harassment of transgender women on the streets, which are done by a lot of teenagers and secondary school kids. So the campaign consists of firstly the video that you should have just seen. There will be an article that contains interviews with some of these bullies. Right? We really wanted to gain an insight into what motivated these boys to enact such acts on another human being. So the article spells that out a little bit. And finally, we'll have a petition. What happens with the petition is that now during the election period, we hear a lot of candidates talk about how they want to champion the issues of education and the rights of children. And we really want to send a plea out to them to say, look, I think bullying in schools that transcends to out of school needs to be addressed.
Don't just wayang, oh in school no bullying happens then they go out and like beat up like kittens and shit like that, it's fine. Come on nah.
Right, on that point, right, the Singapore Children's Society has done a research and they found that 1 in 4 secondary school kids have been bullied and 1 in 5 primary school kids have been bullied. They also found something very interesting, which is that oftentimes the person who kena bullied become the bullier as well. Probably revenge, probably justice.
But why do we need to bully? You know, why do we have a society that like to get ahead, right? We need to pull someone down and fuck someone up to show that, oh yeah, I'm higher than you.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so
I mean that's how politicians behave, so maybe that's why.
Trickle down effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but on that note of bullying and the mindset of a victim, of a bully, I want to know your personal experience, Sherry, because you're a transgender woman, and what was it like for you, you know, growing up?
Being a transgender is very hard, as you know, you're different and it's easy for you to being picked up at, you know, being bullied, being cast aside, you know, and that will result into many effects. For me, the worst thing that happened to me is that I dropped out of school when I was Sec 3 because I was alone, you know, I don't have any friends. I feel like I don't belong to anyone. So this is the impact you see when, you know, you don't take actions against those bullies. You know, I'm sure teachers and stuff that can see what's happening, but they tend to close one eyes about it, and it's not good.
I think it's extremely fucked up, and I would say that for me, I would attribute it to the trickle-down effect again. It's because the government doesn't acknowledge it. And again, they're not, oh yeah, government fucked up, everything all government fault. You know, but when you guys don't acknowledge it, it trickles down to the civil service. And when the civil service, the teachers themselves don't acknowledge it, the students think, oh yeah, it's okay, these are acceptable targets. If I want to fuck someone over because of race, like, hey, fuck you, you fucking Indian, everything like that, I'll get fucked over pretty fast. So why is it for different minority groups, you know, it's like, okay.
Yeah, on that note, I'm just quite curious about the whole campaign itself. What's your motivation behind it?
So I've been with Project X for about 4 years.
Alright.
I have sort of seen this situation for the past 4 years.
Okay, what's Project X for everybody out there who doesn't know?
How can you not know about Project X? We're like the coolest. No, okay. So Project X is basically a sex workers' rights organization. We do 3 key activities. We do outreach to various red light districts in Singapore. We do human rights documentation, which means we get sex workers to complain to us if shit happens, if they are abused by anybody. We get them to complain to us. And lastly, we do public education. So really trying to change people's idea of what sex work is. A lot of our work, we focus on Singaporean and Malaysian sex workers. And as a result of that focus, we also work with a lot of transgender women who are in the sex industry. Our advocacy efforts are basically to make sure that there's access to justice for everybody, regardless of who they are and what job they're doing. So over the past 4 years, me and a lot of the volunteers that work with Project X have stood witness to these forms of harassment.
Jerry, what about you? As in, have you seen it or been a part of, you know?
More or less, yes, but I will emphasize more on what motivates me to you know be involved in this video. It's because that you can share with your friends or with the law enforcer, the civil society that bullies is happening, but it doesn't. The impact is, changes won't happen if you don't record or don't do any reenactment of what's really happening in the ground itself. So I believe with this video, it could make a change.
Yeah, that's actually quite brilliant. I mean, because you don't feel it until you actually see it. You get me?
Yeah.
Actually, Chair, I just want to ask you, how did it make you feel, right? Seeing the teachers just close one eye to such. Do you have any instances where you can recall where you actually saw the teacher, closing one eye?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it sucks lah, because I'm sure just put aside transgender for a while. Those fat boys, fat kids, in school, they are being bullied, but teachers we'll tell the bullies not to bully this petty fat boy, and that's all. They won't talk to that guy why you shouldn't bully him and stuff like that, and this will lead to I must say that this can encourage students as young as 12 years old to go around the street and bully the transgender who are walking on the street, or maybe have
12 years old, as in, is that part of your research or?
Yes, yes. Yeah, by...
Man, is that legit?
12 years old.
Are you fucking serious?
No, one of the complaints we got is that a group of 5 or 6 12-year-old, 12, 13-year-old, they look small and they shouldn't be out that late at night. They were shouting vulgarities and bad words.
Okay, that's a legit problem, right? I mean, if it's starting at 12 years old, that's a bit fucked up, right?
What do you have 12-year-olds out at night?
Yeah, I mean, what were we doing with 12 years old? Play fucking Maple Story, right?
Yeah.
So that would reflect, the system of education that's happening now, If you don't have any proper education, proper counseling, kids as young as 12 could already, be out on the street, mocking and insulting the transgender. What else in the future, can get even worse.
And also, just to build upon that, right? If the bullying came from a race or religion standpoint, right? We would fuck that kid up like that, straight away, okay? If the kid posted something race or religion, racist or fucked up religious-wise online, we would fuck him up pretty well, You could really get fucked up by the law for that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So why doesn't this extend to gender and orientation? Is it because it's not in our pledge? Regardless of race, language, or religion, but we give a shit over where you stick it in. It seems to be the general theme in Singapore.
Where you stick what in?
No, because 377A, it's
right.
butt fucking is illegal for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
So it's like you could start wars based on race, based on religion. But as far as I know, we never had a violent gay militia ever. Maybe we should but we've never had that. So why is it that for things like gender and orientation, it's something that they are acceptable targets, but for race and religion,
I personally think it's this whole issue. I mean, from my personal experience, I think it's this whole issue of they're outcasted and the bullies themselves don't have a lot of experience but interacting with transgender persons in their daily life, and that's why they become this scary boogeyman that's so immoral and corruptive to them, and then they feel compelled to go down and harass them. It's some kind of justice warrior or whatever fuck that is. On that, I want to give this opportunity, I want to give this time to Sherry to just tell you guys about transgender people, because I mean, I've talked to her here, we hung out just now. There's nothing wrong, I mean? There's nothing immoral, there's nothing horrible or divisive or subversive or disgusting or wrong about it. I
No,
don't.
you know what's the real problem?
What?
Political cowardice. You
Oh,
don't.
Okay, not your time. This opportunity for sharing.
Correct.
Okay. Tell our viewers something that you always want to tell them. Go.
Transgender are just, it can be your friend, can be your sibling, can be your best friend, can be your colleague, it can be anyone, you know. Transgender are as normal as any other guy or woman. It's just that the path that we choose are a bit different, but yeah, after all we are still the same as you. There's no different. So don't discriminate, don't bully the transgender, because just because we are different, we look different, we behave different, we don't deserve to be bullied because of that.
So find out more about Project X at theprojectx.org.
Watch the video, read our article, sign the petition. The link in the description box below here.
Anyways, like, share, and subscribe.
Do check us out on Patreon. Please donate. We starving artists need your money, and I need your money. So,
Next episode's coming out next week. We'll see you then.
bye. If you don't get it.
Hi, I'm Sean Francis.
I'm Ben Macha.
Okay, is somebody manning the camera?
Yeah.
Is someone manning the camera?
It's recording.
What do you have to say,
She's
manning? Why can't you
womaning the
woman-
camera,
Yeah,
okay?
why can't you woman the camera?
Well, always easier.
Sean is control freak.
Yep.
Worse than me.